Hello and welcome to our ninth lecture, which continues to talk about space. So in this lecture, we're going to be talking about two-point perspective. So two-point perspective, objects are seen at an angle and are drawn with two vanishing points that are often off the paper. So we'll have to talk about that when we're dealing with our demo, how we're going to set up those vanishing points. But we're seeing two planes of an object, two sides of a house, two sides of a box at minimum. So our orthogonal lines are going to go to those two vanishing points. Very often, you might have to add an extra piece of paper on to kind of figure out where those lines are going. Our eye level is going to be very important when we're doing this. If we want to make something like more dynamic, we could have it below eye level or above eye level. Two-point perspectives used a lot more frequently than one point. You see it in lots of different artworks. This Ed Ruscha is a prime example where we can see those lines going back to two different vanishing points. One's in the corner, the right-hand bottom corner. The other one goes off to the side. And it can be used as a starting spot to build more complex objects. So a lot of artists and cartoonists will use two-point perspective to kind of get the general kind of cubic form of something, and then they'll build from there. So they might start off with a cube, but then they can turn that cube into a table, or a basket, or a more complicated chair, or even a person. So we're going to do a little demo, a little exercise within this lecture. So grab out your sketchbook if you haven't been taking notes already. We're going to be making a set of stairs. So we're going to make our horizon line into vanishing points. And we're going to go make a little line that's going to be the edge of our stairs. So we probably want to put that below our horizon line. Then with a ruler, we're going to go take our orthogonal lines back to our right vanishing point. So all the lines on the right will go back to this right vanishing point. And then we're going to go take our orthogonal lines back to that left vanishing point. So we're going to make the top of the stairs. We're going to add some other lines. So we'll start to create the top of that stairs. We'll add orthogonal lines because this is going to the left. It goes back to the left vanishing point. The one that's going back to the right. We're going to go draw through the object. For the corner of our little step here, bring that out. Do the other side of the step. We're going to go and make the first line right here, that baseline for that stair. Make a line straight down. Go like so. Make another line here and there. And then we'll do that bottom set of stairs just like before. We start at the corner there, come out. So all of our lines on the right hand side will be going back to that right vanishing point. The ones that are on the left will go back to the left. And then we're going to go erase our orthogonal lines, maybe add some figures in there if you want to be fun, and then ink the whole thing. So we're going to be submitting that for points. There are other types of perspective drawing that would be good to just introduce at this point. So three-point perspective has a point that's either going back above the horizon line and disappearing or below. So this is really popular if you're drawing like a building and you're on the ground looking up or above it looking down. Here's this Escher drawing that has three-point perspective. You can see the vanishing points are way off the piece of paper. And there's not only just 3-point, but there's also 4-point, 5-point, 6-point. But you use those pretty rarely. But what you will probably use more in life, what you'll be dealing with in intermediate drawing if you take that class, is multi-point perspective, where we have objects that are not parallel to each other. They're at different angles, so they have different vanishing points, like these trains that are all slightly turned. You'll probably have to do things like this within intermediate drawing, where you have a series of boxes that are all turned or at different angles from the ground, so they'll have different vanishing points. So multipoint is used a lot to depict things out in the real world. You can see this art Wordger has lots of different vanishing points, lots of different lines going on there. I only highlighted just a few of them. But a lot of drawings will be more multi-point than they will be 6-point. So for our final drawing, we're going to be doing an interior space in class. We'll do this over a couple sessions. If you're in the hybrid version of this class, if not, if you're at home, you'll be doing an interior somewhere where you live. We're using white paper. We're going to start off with graphite, and we're going to do a shading drawing. So it's going to have the full range of value. That's 6 categories of light, all 9 value steps. We're going to have a 2-point perspective drawing. There needs to be at least 6 objects, so chairs, doors, windows, and a minimum of 3 different planes. And I'll kind of okay that, so it's going to have a floor and 2 walls, maybe. And we need to be really conscious of our composition. Does it have a foreground, middle ground, background? Does it have a good sense of balance? Does it have eye movement? So we might have to move some stuff around to create a good composition. So we'll be in class when we're doing this. We'll be in Holcomb Norwood trying to find a good composition that we're going to sit and draw for several sessions. There's a demo that's going to go more in depth and give you more tricks to use for finding midpoints, how to set up your paper for drawing 2-point perspective. So take a look at that. But our drawings are going to be done. We're going to have to do a lot of sighting, a lot of relative angles to get these look accurate. Once we get everything sighted out, we can erase our orthogonal lines, and we're going to be shading. We're going to try to create a very wide range of value that reinforces that sense of space. And we're going to be documenting that really good for our final critique. Okay, so I would say go look at the demo to give you some more pointers. Usually when we do this, we go into the union, but we'll be doing this within our art building. So think about what space maybe in that building you want to tackle. But usually I'm looking for something like this, where we have those at least 3 planes, maybe some stairs, a deep sense of space, wide range of value. Okay, so that is our final lecture. There's a couple demos left in this module, so go check those out. And if you haven't yet, finalize your stairs and submit those for points.